People, what's going on? BPhife here, back at you. Madden 17. I want to talk about in this video. Just want to talk about the broadcast cam, of course. You know, and I want to talk about some ways that we can actually improve this camera angle. Now, I realize, okay, and this is a little disclaimer. I know this is not a competitive camera view. This is not something you can go online and expect to uphold your reputation or allow you to get the rankings or whatever the case may be. So if you're somebody that is adamant about online activity, competition, head to head, or whatever the case may be, this probably is a little bit more, quote unquote, casual for you. This is more for the person that wants to play the game, enjoy it like a sim style presentation, or sim style, and I've actually used some sim style tactics as well and strategies. Because of the limitations, you're at a disadvantage, so you are going to have to think a little bit more. You're going to have to anticipate. You're going to have to use more instinctual, football in order to use the broadcast cam. So first off, I want to start off by doing. Let's see. Here we go. I want to start off by moving the ball. Okay. The first thing I want to talk about is, see how that kind of that goofy thing right there, that goofy movement. The first issue that I really have with this, if we get started off this, we'll move it down to the goal line, then we'll move to 30, 50, etc., etc. And the problem is the camera movement that's relative to the joystick movement is a little odd. Okay, so that's one of the things that makes this camera angle just a little bit awkward. Now, as we set it right here, I'm going to show you the difference in camera views. Now, you notice we're on the goal line. We see a good majority of the goal line. I'm sorry, of the touchdown. And you see, you can see that for the most part, you can pretty much see as much as you really need to. It just gets a little fuzzy down here at the bottom half of your screen. Okay, so as we move back, okay, let's move it back to the 30. I'm pressing down, which is kind of weird. I gotta press down on the on the joystick in order to move it back. So that's another thing that, like I said, is kind of weird. As you can see, we're at the 30, which is where we first started. As you can see, you see the feel for the most part, but you really don't get a chance to see left of the hash markers that much. So you're going to have a lot of blind areas down here. And as I hike the ball, the camera zooms in further, which is a problem. That's a problem when you're trying to, read plays. Okay. Now, is this perfect? No, it's not. But for some situations like this, that looks good. That little slant route, it looks good. It's within my vision. I saw the defender. I knew his route. I knew my capabilities as a quarterback, what I could do. So it works out. I didn't realize I was running. I'm going to show you something else that's not as friendly, but still can be accomplished in the broadcast cam. See number A? I mean, not number A. Letter A. Bam. Look at that. See, and just based off his route, I could kind of tell that he was going to be able to get the better angle. To get the best of his defender because he was going down and he was going to take a slant, and I have it timed a little bit. Okay, let's try this again. Let's see if we can hit Patton this time. Sometimes what I might do is have to switch over to all 22. But this is kind of getting beside the point. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to show you areas that we can improve in Madden. Okay, let's keep moving. Actually, you know what? Let's just keep moving. Let's go to the 50-yard line. Let's take a look at the camera from here. Now, this is kind of something you would see on TV. Just a straight up view on the side, both teams, and it looks like it's kind of even in the middle. However, when you hike the ball, look at all that space behind your quarterback. It zooms in. It just doesn't make sense. Ah, man. Okay, so you can complete passes, as you can see. You can complete passes in this, but it's going to require you to kind of go a little bit out of your comfort zone. Not a little bit, going a lot out of your comfort zone, especially if you're a competitive person. With me, I kind of have an idea what these guys are going to do. Now the argument could be like, well, you don't know if there's going to be a switch later on. You don't know anything about what the safeties are going to do, and sometimes, like I said, what I do is, okay, I only got one safety, so I'm really not. This is something that I could take the ball deep on. Uh, so let's just go ahead and take a look here. Dang. Because I looked at the defender and I figured, if anything, the safety's not going to play too aggressively because it's just one safety. Maybe if that was a user, that might, possibly. Let's see right here. So it's possible. As you can see, what I'm doing is I'm actually showing you can use the broadcast camera angle if you use some type of football intellect or some type of trusted judgment for what's going to happen. Let's keep moving. Okay. Now, is it perfect? No. It's a handicap. It really is a handicap. Okay. Now, this is kind of an odd angle. When you start getting into your own territory, the camera angle kind of, actually I thought it was going to tilt a little bit differently this time, but it didn't for some reason. It's kind of it's kind of inconsistent sometimes when you get back in your own territory. Sometimes, see how we have the vision behind the quarterback. I was expecting it to be more from the defensive side. Watch, here we go. This will definitely show you what I'm talking about. Okay, see how it starts to get more from the defensive side, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But you're gonna have to, play the game, kind of anticipating it coming at you. So, of course, camera angle plays a big part in this. Camera angles play a big part in how you actually have to play the game. Because you're going to have to, because like I said, the weirdness with the joystick, you're going to have to like always constantly kind of be, thinking, which way should I run, which way should I do this and stuff like that. So it definitely is, definitely again requires you to think. This is not a camera that you can just I call it the comfort cam, the cam that everyone's used to. I call it the comfort cam because you can sit there, you can talk on the phone, and you can, and you can kind of maybe play Madden, without thinking. Whereas the broadcast camera, this is not the case. Okay, and now, could you play this against somebody head to head? Could, depending on how good you are, what your strategy is. I think if your strategy was kind of I think if your strategy was that of a West Coast offense where you're just kind of dinking the ball down the field, this would be there would be no problem with this. I personally like the run game on this in this camera view. Let's talk about a couple other things. I think things that we could talk about that's a real problem here, is I already kind of touched on it, is that when the quarterback has a lot of unnecessary field of view behind them. Okay, that is unnecessary. I would like to move. If I could just move the screen left so I see more of what's behind the defense, obviously, because that's where the play is going, that would be something that I really feel would enhance this. Another thing is I don't want the camera to zoom in because that limits my vision further down the field. See, watch here. Zoom in. See how it zooms in? I don't mind that much of a zoom in. But it would be nice to See, look at that. Almost completed the pass because I kind of know. And it's kind of almost, it's kind of funny because I'm talking to you, but it's kind of almost second nature to me now to kind of know when to throw the ball because I play so much of it. So I think that, that works to my advantage. Okay. Let's see here. What are we doing here? We got to rush. Okay. So that zoom in, what would be nice though, is if there was some type of a toggle that says, "Do you want to zoom in?" Because I mean, it is nice. It's a nice little feature, but I think if you don't want that zoom in, you shouldn't have that zoom in. So that's what I think. I think you should move it left and then give the user the option to toggle in and out. Okay. Another thing I'd like to talk about is see, I already got that. The movement, like I said earlier, the movement doesn't always coincide with the camera angle, so that's a real problem. I think the movement should be, camera relative. So if you're pressing up, that moves him, to the right. If you were actually behind, if you, for example, let's see, is this a run play? No, this isn't a run play, but it's pretty much the same. Um, like right there, if I press up, he should go to the left. If I press to the left, he should go forward. You see what I'm saying? Just as if north, south, east, west. I think that would make more sense in this. And then based off the camera angles, that might also, change. Um, I would have to say, all in all, to be honest with you, I mean, those are some of the major things that we're going to talk about in this video. The run game, I really do, and I really do think that the run game excels in this view because you can kind of see what's coming ahead. Let's see if I can get. Is this a run one? No, this isn't a run. Let's see if I can get a run real quick. A run play. I have it on random right now because I just wanted to. I don't want to have to, pick plays or whatever. And for some reason, I'm getting a lot of. Okay, well, this is a run right here too. See how I see, like, boom, boom. See, look at that. I could dip. Yeah, look, ooh, see, you know what I'm saying? You could get more vision when you have the run, and that's what I think is pretty good about this camera angle. I really do enjoy the run game on here. Let's see. Okay, this is right up the middle right here. Let's take a look. And that's a good run. I almost chunked off maybe about what 4 yards was about. No, that was like about 7 yards, and that's a good run. That's a good run. In football, in football terms. Get out of here. Oh, one thing I do want to say is I really think it's awkward the way the quarterbacks move when you're trying to, especially if you're trying to have a mobile quarterback. They get caught up in that stance. Not sure if you're gonna run or it's kind of a interesting problem with the quarterbacks. They just, they don't know if they want to run or if they don't know if they want to throw the ball, and it causes too much hesitation and stalls the play offensively. And I'll probably maybe do a video on that or whatever. But I think that the movement for quarterbacks could definitely be changed in that respect. But anyway, all in all, I think let's recap. Move the screen to the left. Give the user the option to zoom in and out. Make the camera movement. I mean, the player movement relative to the camera angle. And here's one thing I do want to talk about. And this might be a little, weird, but man, if there's some type of indication to where your receiver might be, like maybe like a little dot, I'm not saying like an arrow like the old school Tecmo Bowl or anything like that, but I think that if there was some indication to see where your player is, that might help somebody that's not used to the broadcast cam. For me, it doesn't matter. That's why I didn't really bring it up. But I could see that might help somebody, initially, and maybe you could also take that off too if that's really something that you want to, if the user wants to do. But yeah, I think for the novice broadcast cam user, maybe something that indicates just like a little line to the far left, to the west, if you're looking at your TV screen, to show where your receiver would be off screen. And I think that could help a great deal for some users. But again, this is not for competitive play. Thanks for watching. Oh, and another thing, just kind of a little bonus. Another thing I kind of like about this is it kind of brings up the old nostalgia. If you played anywhere from on the PlayStation 2, from I think it was like 2008 and on or earlier, this is kind of the size that the players used to be. You know what I mean? So it kind of brings back that old school nostalgic, player size. You know what I mean? So anyway, it's your boy BPhife. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Spread this around. Let me get your comments. Let me get your thoughts. There's some other things, but I don't want to make the video way too long. Maybe I'll make a part 2 and put those thoughts together on a video. Thanks for watching Broadcast Football.